Great income from the comfort of your home? Well, now you can. This amazing money-making home-based business is designed to give you time and freedom. Would your life change if you made $10,000 within 21 days and $20,000 plus every month thereafter? Sounds amazing, right? Anyone can do it, even you. Call 800-704-8681 and let their expert staff tell you all about this brand new business opportunity. Why wait? You have nothing to lose. We have the tools, training, resources, and community to help anyone get on the fast track to success. Call 800-704-8681. That's 800-704-8681. It's the easiest, most powerful home-based money-making system on the web. Call today and change your life.
You are listening to Jock Journal Radio. News, opinion, and discussion for all you jock stars.
Support for this show comes from Material. Material is a simple and intuitive e-commerce platform that lets you get your online store started without paying a dime. That's right. No ads, no setup costs, no transaction fees. Experience a fresh and easy new way to sell online by signing up at Material.com today.
Okay, we're back. I had to surf porn and post my pics on an adult website.
Guys, we're going to do the Week 17 predictions lightning fast tonight because here's the deal, guys. We have two Name That Year contests at the end. I told everybody that I'd give them two because last night I couldn't slide a Name That Year in. So I have two audio clips for you to name that year tonight. I'm hoping to get lots of response. Our last one, believe it or not, Matt, had over 31 people who have responded.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
nice.
Crazy. So let's talk about Week 17 NFL. And I'm only going to talk about the games that are freaking relevant. There's no point in us talking about stupid games that is only going to be talking about for draft position. It's just 49ers, Rams, what's the hell is the point, you know?
Sure. But I will say this year, more than some years I can remember, it seems like a lot more teams actually have something on the line. I don't see a ton of teams resting players, and there's still a lot of positioning left open. So I think it's still going to be a really, really good weekend of football, and I think there's a lot of games, more than I can remember in the recent future or recent past, that everyone has it locked up.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct on that. There's this year there's still play for the first seed, second seed, third seed, all the way down, except for like fourth seed in the NFC East. I mean, everybody knows that's going to be Washington because of their horrendous record at this point. But we got the Steelers going to the Browns. Of course, the Browns aren't a playoff contender, but the Steelers are still in contention. And provided that the Jets lose against the Bills, there is a chance that the Steelers are able to sneak into the playoffs.
Boom. And what you got to like about Cleveland, they're still playing. They played their hearts out against Kansas City. And that's what you like, is that Manziel's out there auditioning, and he just wants to go out there and play because he hasn't gotten a chance all year. The team's still scrapping, so that might be a really good game.
Yeah. Well, here's what I see. I see that the Browns are scrapping, but I don't believe, even in Cleveland, Johnny Manziel is going to put any New Year's satisfaction to the Cleveland Browns. I believe he will have a good showing, and I believe he'll put up statistics, and I believe he'll either be auditioning for another team or for his new coach, whoever comes in. We haven't seen how that's going to shake out yet, but I believe that the Steelers are going to play it hard and end up with a 38-31 game at the end. Steelers win.
Boom. I go the other way. I think Cleveland squeaks this one out. I think they expose that defense. I don't think Pittsburgh has the defense to be in the playoffs, and I think that gets exposed.
Okay. All right. Now, the Jets also have to play the Bills in very frozen weather conditions up there in New York.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting game. Fitzpatrick still has his beard, so we don't have to worry about his face being cold. And quietly, Brandon Marshall has really put together an extremely good year, as well as Eric Decker and the duo of Powell and Ivory, that's really becoming something. That whole
whoever
offense
took Brandon Marshall this year and had him in fantasy got a steal. He's put up a phenomenal year, and he's been good for a long time.
He has. Didn't he set the record for most years with at least 100 yards receiving this year?
I'm sure he did. He's been playing for a while at a high level.
I believe that Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to secure that playoff spot in Buffalo. Rex Ryan's not going to be playing the spoilers, and especially with the fact that LaShawn McCoy doesn't look like he's going to be playing this week. I go ahead and give the Jets a 23-17 victory over the Buffalo Bills. But the Buffalo Bills are going to keep it close, and we're going to probably see a last-second meltdown by Tyrod Taylor to not be able to get them into the end zone.
Ooh, okay. Good. I'll sign off on that, sure.
Okay. All right. The Patriots are taking on the Dolphins. Now, the Patriots have not, finally figured out where they're going to end up in their whole playoff scheme, but it does look like they're going to at least have a first-round bye. I believe that the Patriots are going to stomp the whole living dog snot out of the Dolphins, especially with all the controversy that's been going on regarding the last game last week. I say the Patriots pull off 44-3.
Okay. I think the Patriots win, but I think it's a lot closer. I just... everyone loves New England, that they can do no wrong. I think they can win some games on this, but I don't see it being sustained. I think they might even drop this game, but I'll say they pull it out, but it's a closer scoring game than you think.
Okay. All right. The Titans, who are not in playoff contention, are playing the very struggling Colts, who just recently signed Josh Freeman. That's how bad things are. They signed Josh Freeman.
They're terrible.
Oh, we don't even know who's going to be starting there. I guess they signed 2 quarterbacks. I don't remember who the other one is right offhand, but I remember seeing it. It looks like Freeman will likely be the starter this week. And if they get into the playoffs, I can't imagine them being anything but one and done. But I'm going to say that they will probably lose this game this week. I know
I agree.
That's not a popular thing to say, but they just don't have. They're on their 4th-string quarterback, Whitehurst, Hasselbeck, and Luck all out. I say the Titans come out victorious against the Colts, 26-20.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay. So the Ravens versus the Bengals. Ravens are completely out of it, but the Bengals are still in contention and are still trying to get that first round bye. I'm going to say that this A.J. McCarron has a field day against the Ravens and looks like he does for 4 quarters like he did in the first quarter against Denver, and is able to put up a large amount of points, 33-6. And Bengals fans are starting to drink the Kool-Aid, only to be disappointed come playoff time.
I think they end the season on a loss. Baltimore is rejuvenated. How they continue to play each game with nothing on the line, I don't know. But I think they come out and they beat Cincinnati.
Really? Yeah, I'd like to see how that
Did you see him play last week? They beat the Steelers.
I can't stand Ryan Mallett. I just can't.
He played well. I don't know how, and I just said it. I don't know how Baltimore is still playing like this with nothing to play for. But I think they got a lot of pride on the line. That's not a losing organization. I think Harbaugh gets them ready, out coaches Cincinnati, and I think Cincinnati they got kind of exposed in that Denver game, and I think they come out and they do the same thing. That defense, I think, is what wins that game for them.
Okay. Now, the Redskins travel to Dallas to play the Cowboys, but we're really not going to talk about that because the Redskins can't change their spot anywhere, and the Cowboys are not in contention. The Saints travel to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Also, both teams are essentially out of playoff contention, so there's nothing really to talk about there.
Atlanta could. There are a scenario where Atlanta makes the playoffs. It is super long, but I think the Saints beat them anyway. So,
is there really
I'm pretty sure there's still a scenario where they somehow skate into the playoffs.
I'm looking at playoff picture scenarios right now, and nobody's listed them. In fact, they show us eliminated as even 8-7. I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. Maybe you're right with some like really crazy, like if the moon aligns
loses and
with
they
Mars on Thursday, and
yeah, I could be wrong.
Lions and Bears, nobody cares.
Nope.
The Eagles versus the Giants, again,
Nope.
Nobody cares. Except for to see if Chip Kelly's offense is going to be run without Chip Kelly. I'm curious to see if we're going to see like 4 wide receivers all to the right and all that other weird, nonsensical, hiking the ball every 11 seconds sort of thing without Chip Kelly there. What do you think? What's the over-under on that? I say no. Players hate it.
I say no, too. I think they just get out of this game, right? These guys want to go home. I think the season ended for them a while back, and they're ready to go. So I think you see a very simple, easy offense come out, try and not just hand the ball to the other team.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got the Rams and the 49ers. Nobody cares. The Buccaneers versus the Panthers. Now, the Panthers are definitely in playoff contention as they are the number 1 seed in the NFC conference. So we got the Panthers going to the Bucs. Do the Panthers lay a second loss before the playoffs? Do the Buccaneers show up and play this game strong? Or are the Panthers angry and have a statement to make? I believe that it's a lot closer than what we think. I believe that the Buccaneers keep it tight, and I believe that the Panthers win 23-17.
I think they win by a larger margin. I think they woke up last week. I think they go in there and they really put it on Tampa Bay.
Okay, all right. The Raiders travel to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs, who are trying to put together a hell of a long win streak to get them into the playoffs. Do the Raiders have enough in Arrowhead to take out the Chiefs? I say no. I believe that the Chiefs win 24-10.
Yeah, I think the same thing. But you can never underestimate this game. No matter who it is, the Raiders and the Chiefs hate each other, and they play tough no matter where it is or what kind of game it is, especially after we beat them in Oakland. I think they come out fighting, and it's a little bit closer than that. But I do think the Chiefs do the same thing that they've done, and that defense is playing out of its mind, and I think they continue their streak. Marcus Peters gets another interception, and they move past this game.
The Chargers travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. Now, it sounds like Peyton Manning might be back. No. Does that mean that they're going to lose?
I would love Denver to lose so much. But San Diego is so garbage. It would be a field day if they somehow lost, and I would be so excited, but I just can't see them losing. I think Denver mops them up.
You have to be upset about the Eric Weddle suspension. Well, it's not really a suspension. It's IR. But we all know what it really is. That has to be miffing you, because that really does make this game a very lopsided affair, and you really needed it to go another way.
No, I didn't. To be honest with you, I don't. I think this is better for Kansas City. If they won, then they would have had to play. I believe the scenario would have gone a little different. I like our odds going in and playing on Wild Card Weekend, and then I think we go in to play New England in New England, and I like our odds there too.
Okay. Now, the last 2 games are by far the best 2 games of this NFL week. The first one is the Seahawks traveling to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Seahawks have been hot until that little road bump in Week 16, where they lost at home to the Rams. Do the Seahawks recover, or do the Cardinals show the NFC how dominant they are, like they did last week against the Green Bay Packers on national television, embarrassing them?
That was brutal.
It really was. I see their division opponents. I don't believe that it's going to be a blowout one way or the other, even if people do begin to rest late in the game, which I believe will happen inevitably. Both coaches aren't stupid. There's no sense in playing a quarterback or like Carson Palmer, who could be instantly injured with one bad hit from a cheap shot from somebody like Michael Bennett. You just don't do it. But
you're hoping they rest him.
Honestly, I would love to see them rest him. Not because we need to win. It doesn't change anything. But the reason I would love to see him rest him is because I want to see an NFC West